Welcome back to Gary Unlimited, where I, Gary, show you how to use AI and automation tools to build some powerful workflows, whether it's for your day-to-day needs or businesses looking to make their operations more efficient. Before we dive in, I just want to say a huge thank you for all the likes and subs on my first vid. It means the world to me. If you're new here and want more tips and tutorials on saving time and money with automation, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It really helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to bring you guys more content. Now, let's jump into what we're going to be building today. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build an automated new client outreach tool, as well as keeping track of new clients in your CRM automatically. So I'm going to show you guys what the workflow does first, and then we'll go into the actual building. So let's fill this out. This is just a standard Google form. We'll do classic John Doe. I'm going to put my email for this. And then phone number, we'll put a random phone number. So this is mocking kind of a fitness business that's trying to get new leads through, their fitness training and their form that's linked to either their Instagram or YouTube channel. So we're going to do those three. We want to improve endurance. Let's just say twice. And I prefer the mornings, but you could do whatever you want. And let's do yes, and let's just add an additional comment just to show you guys how the AI processes the inputs in this form. So I have lower back pain, but I want to get in great physical shape again. Cool. Now we just click the submit button and we wait. So to mock a CRM, I'm just using Excel spreadsheet right now, but you can connect to any one of your CRMs that you're using to keep track of all your client information. So we're just going to wait here for a second until the client outreach actually comes in. As you can see, now John Doe, the phone number and the email address that we listed has successfully automatically populated into our CRM. And now while that was happening, let's head over to our email to see what else was going on in the background. So as you can see here, I automatically have a new email based on the form that we just submitted. We were grabbing the name from the form, so John Doe, we were grabbing the name right here. And also, if you look closer into the actual message, you can see yada yada with tailored workout plans designed to enhance endurance while being mindful of your back. So basically, it took the input that we took from the form, gave a little personal twist on it, and then sent out outreach to the new client trying to get them to book a class. So that is the demo. And now let's jump into the actual build of this automation. Here we are, make with a fresh new canvas. So we're going to go ahead and click this plus button right here to select a new module. Make sure to link it to whichever form service that you're using. I'm just using Google Forms. So I'm just going to look up forms. Oops. Look up forms, and what we're going to want to do is click into this Google Forms, and we want this watch responses, which basically is always going to be listening for new form submissions, which is going to be our initial trigger. So we're going to click this watch responses. It's already connected to my Google account, and we're going to search for the form. I have it titled as fitness, so we're going to click OK. Automatically grabs the ID, and just like that, our Google form is now connected to Make. So that is all set. We're not going to specify the schedule or the cadence for this to be run at right now. We'll come back to that at the end. So we're just going to click OK for now. And we're just going to connect this to another module. So this is where the OpenAI AI aspect comes to it. We're going to go into this OpenAI module right here. And if you don't know how to connect OpenAI to Make, I did make a video about that, so I will put that in the description. But we're going to be using the message and assistant feature. So it's going to set up a connection, load up the module and the input. And for now, I'm not going to fill this out because I'm going to show you guys how to set up an assistant in OpenAI. So let's go jump over there. Once you log in with your OpenAI developer account, you should be in the dashboard, and you're going to want to go ahead and navigate to this Assistants tab on the left-hand side. And once you're in here, just a little brief description of what's going on here. The Assistants functionality for OpenAI, as the name entails, is a way to build personalized assistants for any of your needs, whether personal or business-wise. So you give it some instructions around what you want the assistants to do. You can even provide it some files to act as a knowledge base, and it'll create personalized answers for you as if it's a real personal assistant. So for the fitness business case for this video, I went ahead and created a fitness business assistant. You're going to want to go ahead and click this create button, and you'll see the same exact inputs that you see on my screen right here. Go ahead and name the assistant. And now, more importantly, the system instructions is where you actually want to guide your assistant to give you the answers that you're looking for, or the responses that you're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this. I'm clear with my objective. I'm saying generate a persuasive and personalized email body that motivates the recipient to train with the fitness studio or gym. I'm giving it a tone, content guidelines when it's creating the email. And more importantly, I'm giving it required input fields that we're going to be passing from the make automation to the personal assistant. So it's going to use those fields and the instructions that I gave around those fields to actually morph the email and then eventually send it in the outreach, as we saw in my Gmail account in the demo. So I'll make sure to add this in the description if you guys want to try to just build the fitness business assistant and then eventually just change the instructions for your own personal needs. So I'll make sure to leave that in the description below. So we're going to go ahead and save that. You could pick any model that you want. I'm just doing 4.0 mini because this is a super lightweight example. We don't need any crazy processing for one of the other models. There's some other functionality, but if you guys want me to do an in-depth video on the Assistants API and the Assistants functionalities, leave a comment down below and I can give a kind of a deeper dive on this stuff because it's super powerful. And like I said, you can basically build personal assistants for your business. So for this use case, we should be all done. The fitness business assistant is created. And now we're going to want to go ahead and go back into our make automation. Now that we're back in Make, before I jump into finishing filling out the OpenAI module, just wanted to call out quickly, make sure you actually fill out the Google form and then click this Run Once button on the bottom left, because you want the fields to populate first so that you can actually work with them throughout your automation. So as you can see, you can see the answers that I put in this field. Just for this example, I did test at Gmail so that later on we can actually visually see these values as we're building through the make workflow. So let's go into the OpenAI module where we're going to fill out the information necessary to connect to our assistant that we created. So in this assistant dropdown, just go ahead and click it and you should see the new assistant that you created. So fitness business assistant, go ahead and click that. Keep the role as a user because we as a user are sending a message to the assistant. And now in the message field, we're going to want to add the fields that we told the assistant it should be expecting. So the first field is full name. So we'll go ahead and specify the full name, and then we'll go into the list of variables that we have to work with from our Google form. So let's click full name. Let's go to the text answers, go into the answer, and you should see the value, John Doe, and then you're going to want to click that. So now what we're doing here is we're saying, hey, here's the full name. Here's the value that we're getting to the form. Now use this full name when you're generating a response that we're going to send in the email. So there were 5 more fields. I'm going to go ahead and quickly fill that out. Now that that is all filled out, the assistant will now have all the information required to generate a response based on the instructions that we gave it. So the fitness program interests, primary goal, and these are all coming directly from the form submission. So we're going to want to go ahead and click OK. And that's it. Your OpenAI Assistant module should be all set up. Before we finish the rest of the modules for this workflow, you're going to want to test each module that you create at every step of the way. So in the background, I went ahead and filled out another form submission, clicked this run once button, and processed the Google form fields into the OpenAI assistant that we connected. So if you click this one bubble right here, you'll actually see the input that we gave to the assistant. So everything that came from the form, and you'll see the result as the email that we created for our outreach. So for the rest of this video, we're going to want to go ahead and click this add another module. We want the flow control module, and we're going to use router. What this is basically doing is splitting our single flow into two parallel flows after we create the OpenAI assistant response. So on the top, we're going to send out the outreach email, and on the bottom, we're going to store the information in a CRM. So this will be happening simultaneously on each individual run. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, click Gmail, and we're going to want the send email functionality. So send an email. My Gmail is already created. The subject, we're just going to write fitness goals. And for the sake of the video, I have the format of the content noted down on the side. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that, format it a little bit. And now what we're going to want to do is add the fields that we're getting from our Google form and from our OpenAI assistant call. So hi, we're going to use the name, use full name, text answers, grab that full name value. And then in the email body, we're going to grab the content. So content text, and then this value right here. A quick comment on the format that you're probably seeing. These little paragraph tags are called HTML. It's basically a markup language that is used to format emails so that we can create paragraphs, we can create bold text font, we can add different types of spacing. So it's just a way to specify, hey, we want a new paragraph, or hey, we want a new line here. So that's really all that is. So the email module should be all filled up. We click OK. And we still need to add the email that we're sending it to. So we're going to grab that from the form. We're going to look at the email address of the client, grab that from the text answers, use that value, and now we should be able to fill that out. Cool. So the Gmail module is all set up. Let's go down below here and create the CRM management module, which should be a Google Sheet. So we're going to use Google Sheets. We're going to add a row. We're going to search for the Google Sheet that you're trying to connect to in your Google account. So search by path, my drive. You can see that I created a fitness business mock CRM. It's just sheet 1, didn't really provide a name there. And then you'll see it'll pick up the columns that I created. So for the client name, we'll do the full name as we did for the email. For the phone number, we'll grab that from the phone number. And for the email address, we'll grab that from the email address input. Then you're just going to want to go ahead and click OK. And you should be all set. Now, if you want to test this whole flow, if you just submit another form for either your Google form or whatever software that you're using to collect form information, just click that run once button again. It'll create the OpenAI generated text, and then you can actually test the Gmail output and then the Google Sheet output like I did in the demo. We just have one quick thing left to do. We're going to go ahead and click the schedule trigger right here and switch it from on demand to every day. We can switch this to 5 p.m. And what this is basically saying is that every day at 5 p.m., this automation is going to run, and it's going to collect all the forms that were submitted over the span of the day and then run this automation for all those forms. So if you want to switch this to at regular intervals and switch this to run at every 5 minutes, if you want to reach out to your clients right away, basically right after they fill out the form, then you can set this to run at every 5 minutes, at every minute, and the automation will run for any forms that were recently submitted. So let's switch this to 5. We'll click OK. We'll click Activate Scenario. And if you go back to New Scenario, or we'll click Save Changes, you'll see that this is on now and your automation should be live. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps support the channel. This example is just a high-level introduction to how automation can make processes so much more efficient, and there's so much potential to customize it based on your unique needs. Stay tuned because there's plenty of exciting content coming your way that you definitely don't want to miss. Until next time.